All right, continuing 14.3. We have already found the area using the box method. This is practice. And on this side, we're going to go to exercise 2, where we're going to square a binomial. Okay, I am currently trying to hide from the beast, but it's just a matter of time. Don't make eye contact. And pretend we didn't see her. Alright, squaring a binomial. When squaring a binomial, you're always going to blank the expression to see both binomials. Okay, which word here we're going to put is expand. Okay, because what happens here is you have a regular binomial and it's saying that it's squared. Well, x squared is technically x times x, right? And 4 squared would be 4 times 4. So it's pretty much something times itself. Okay. Anyway, so if this is x plus 3 squared, that's pretty much telling me that it's x plus 3 times x plus 3. So you expand it and then do your multiplication. So we have a binomial times a binomial, so we need a 2 by 2 box. So I'm going to make a 2 by 2, and I put 1 up top, keeping the sign in front of whatever it's in front of, and 1 down the side, and we multiply the top times the side. So x times x is x squared. Positive 3 times x is positive 3x. Remember to bring your sign. Positive 3 times x again is positive 3x. And 3 times 3 is positive 9. So we pull out the highest exponent first, which is our x squared. We have like terms on the diagonal again. If you come into our next lesson, when we multiply larger polynomials, you'll see that the diagonal is not always going to be like terms, but for the most part. So in this case, it's true. Positive 3 times positive 3 is positive 6x, and then plus 9. And you're done. Okay, so for the second one here, it's the same thing. It's telling us to square what's inside, but we have a negative. Let's see if that affects us. So we expand it. X minus 10 times x minus 10. We make a 2 by 2 box to multiply this. Quiet, you. Shh. Hey! Shh. X minus 10. X minus 10. So x times x is x squared. Negative 10 times x, negative 10x. Same thing down here. And negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. So again, there's like terms in the diagonal, but we pull out the highest exponent first. Combine our like terms, negative 20x and plus 100. Okay, always leveling up. This one has a constant in front, but still telling us, coefficient in front, but still telling us to square it. So it's going to be 2t plus 4 times 2t plus 4. 2 by 2 still, so we make a 2 by 2 box. 2t plus 4 on top and 2t plus 4 on the side. And multiply. My coefficients are 2 times 2, which is going to give me 4, and still t squared because there's 2 squareds. Positive 4 times positive 2 is positive 8, 1t. Same thing down here. And positive 4 times positive 4 is positive 16. Okay, so pull out your highest exponent first. 4t squared. Like terms here, 8 and 8 is going to give us plus 16t plus 16. Okay, so the resulting trinomials have a special name. They're called perfect. I love them. They're perfect. Perfect square trinomials. Okay, and why do we think that they are called perfect square trinomials? Well, let's take a look here. 9 is a perfect square, and 100 is a perfect square, and 16 is a perfect square. And it happened because we squared the binomials to get the trinomials. So that would be why. Okay? So squaring binomials is one thing, and those are perfect square trinomials, but sometimes we have conjugate pairs. Okay, conjugate pairs means that they have the same things inside, same numbers and variables, but they have different signs. So, Crash Bandicoot, what do you got there? Hand? Are you saying hi? Hi. Sorry. An interesting thing that happens when you multiply conjugate pairs yep, we'll see what happens in a minute, but conjugates have the same numbers and variables. Squeeze that in there. But the opposite operations. Okay, opposite operations. See, this one says plus, this one says minus. Alright, but we're going to multiply in the same way that we have been. Whoa, take it easy, dude. We got a 2 by 2. So we're going to have x plus 3 over here and x minus 3 on the side here. Okay, so now we have to pay attention to signs because they're different. So we have x times x is still going to be x squared. Positive 3 times x is positive 3x. And then negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. Whoops, sorry. So we pull out our highest exponent first. We have x squared. And like terms on the diagonal, but what happens here when we have a negative 3x and a positive 3x, these go bye-bye. They cancel each other out. And we're left with negative 9. So you're finished there. You have x squared minus 9. Okay, on this side, still have a binomial times a binomial. So we need a 2 by 2 box. And we're going to fill it in 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. And do your multiplying. 2 times 2 is 4. 2x is x squared. Negative 10x, positive 10x, and negative 25. So now we pull out our highest exponent first. So we have 4x squared. Negative 10 and positive 10. Bye-bye. And negative 25. Okay? So what happened when we multiply conjugate pairs is that we were left with a binomial, only 2 terms. These binomials have a special name, and we're going to call it DOTS, which means difference of 2 squares. Okay, and we will get to that in our next unit when we start factoring. Okay, and lastly in this video, I want to cover with you the lengths of the sides of a triangle are represented by x plus 3y and x plus 5y. And we want to express the area of a rectangle as a polynomial. Okay, so first thing that we need to know is that the area formula is length times width. What are you talking about? Crazy girl. So, length times width. We have a length, we have a width. They're both binomials, so we are going to make ourselves a 2 by 2 box. And we're going to fill it in. There's x plus 3y and x plus 5y. So I got this because area is length times width. So it's going to be x plus 3y times the width, x plus 5y. Okay, and now let's work it out and see what happens. X times x is x squared. Positive 3y times x is going to be plus 3xy. I put the x first because it has to be in standard form, so your lower variable goes first. We all know the alphabet. Over here, x times 5y will give us plus 5xy. And 3 times 5 is positive 15, and 2y is y squared. So now, we have to pull out highest exponent first, which is, we have 2 squareds now. So now I have to think what comes first in the alphabet. X does. So I have x squared. Then plus 15y squared. So those are gone. And then combine like terms. 5 plus 3 is plus 8x y. And that's it. We are done. You say bye, Lena?